When you get hungry, you want to eat. When you crave foods, you want to eat as well. So what's the difference between hunger and cravings? We'll talk about it in today's video. Hunger is one of the most natural and beautiful signals your body sends you when you are low on calories and nutrients and you need to replenish them. Hunger is totally normal. When you are truly hungry, the sensation of hunger will come from your stomach. This will be the sucking sensation that will slowly move up and give you some ideas of what you need to eat. It is likely that you will want to eat something that is savory and not something that looks and tastes like a sweet dessert. Hunger cues are very few and they are beautiful. Cravings, on the other hand, are so many and most of them are really ugly. Cravings are a lot more complicated and they can be caused by many different things. So let's start with the first one. Your gut microbiome. So let's think of a scenario. You're on the standard American diet for the last 20 years, and so your diet likely will consist of 80% of your daily calories from highly refined carbohydrates, some seed oils. So think about bread, pasta, crackers, cereals, waffles, pancakes, you know. And then one day you decide to go on a low carbohydrate or keto or carnivore diet, where your carbohydrates will go from 80% of your calorie intake to maybe 5, 10 or even 0% of calories. Where you have a gut microbiome that was adapted to large amounts of highly refined carbohydrates. And those microbes will not go without fighting for their own life. So they will produce all kind of neurotransmitters that will signal to your brain, go get that pasta, go get those waffles, go get that afternoon croissant with that delicious iced latte. It will drive you nuts, but it is not really you. These are your gut microbes that want to stay alive. That fight isn't pretty, but it is worth fighting, and on average takes anywhere from 5 to 7 days, sometimes 10 days before the gut microbiome die-off will happen and the new gut microbiome gets born. Cravings can be caused by mineral deficiencies. Generally, people understand that if you eat lots of chocolate, then you may be low on magnesium. If you eat tons of ice and everything has to be cold, you might be iron deficient. If you love all kind of sweets, then in general you have issues with chromium, and the list goes on. What's important when you go on any of the diets is that your diet is rich in those nutrients that you are craving, but you won't have this issue for a very long time if you go on the carnivore diet. Cravings can be triggered by stress. So you may have a bad day at work, argument with your spouse, your kids drive you nuts, and now you need to take the edge off. Some people will go for a smoke, some people will get a drink, and some people will eat a bucket of ice cream to feel just a little bit better. Cravings can be rooted in childhood trauma. So if your first and the only experience of love as an infant or as a very young child is receiving of food, then in your adult life, anytime you feel unloved, there's lots of stress and anxiety in your environment, you will go to your favorite foods. And what's interesting is that these foods are usually made of from carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, just the same way the mother's milk is made. And finally, there are also cravings as a result of withdrawal from drinking coffee or other caffeinated beverages. And unfortunately, there isn't much you can do about it other than hunker down and let the withdrawals run their course, and then you'll be free from the addiction and also from cravings. The sensation of cravings is different than that of hunger. First of all, you will not feel it in your stomach. It will appear somewhere between your mouth and your mind. You will start thinking about it and you will start salivating, and each time you think about your favorite snack that you just have to have, you will salivate, your hands will get busy because you want to put something in your mouth, but you will not be hungry. And when you do give in to your cravings, you will likely overeat. You will eat past satiety point. In fact, you might not even feel satiated. And what's worse, at the end of it, you will likely feel guilty, especially if you committed to a diet. Secondly, it is a lot easier to deal with cravings and all kind of food withdrawals if you understand that you are dealing with a craving and not hunger. That sensation of being deprived of certain foods really goes away when you understand, oh, I'm just craving, I'm not really hungry. And finally, hunger will always come back because it is a natural and beautiful way of letting you know you need to give your body energy. Cravings, however, will run their course and eventually they will perish. Alright, so this will do it for this week's video. Share it with anybody that is battling with cravings and want to be successful with their diet. It doesn't have to be carnivore, by the way. Alright, if you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!